Recently, out of nowhere, Godzilla Earth has once again become a hot topic. And of course, the Godzilla community doing its thing, people are reviving his debates. Those being Godzilla Earth versus Heisei Godzilla or Legendary, which are all fun and good. But one debate that has been buried a long time ago was Godzilla Earth versus Godzilla Ultima. The community more or less collectively decided, yeah, Earth would win. But what if we look at this fight from a different angle? What if rather than just throwing them into a ring like most, they fought on their turf? What I'm trying to get at here is, what if Godzilla Ultima appeared on Godzilla Earth? Hello everybody, I'm Godzilla Guy, and I'm kinda sick while recording this, so if I sound off, that's why. In today's video, we'll be discussing what would happen, and who would win if Godzilla Ultima appeared on Godzilla Earth rather than the one he appeared on in his show. So as always, what categories will we be covering? Well, in this fight, we'll be discussing strength, speed, durability, agility, abilities, general IQ, beam strength, and finally, terrain advantage. So without further ado, let's hop in. First up is strength. Starting with Ultima, and well, there isn't much to look at. I mean, he holds off Jet Jaguar Beta, but that's really about it. And at least to my knowledge, Jet Jaguar Beta has no official weight yet. So it's hard to really say there's much for Ultima, so it's kinda iffy. Next up is Godzilla Earth. Now, while again there isn't much for him either, there is one great feat he has. That being his awakening scene, where when he wakes up after Phileas' death, he lifts and destroys a mountain that was on top of him. Now, before the comments come in, yes, I'm aware Godzilla Ultima causes 1,000 earthquakes across Japan, but given the buildings are still intact, and we don't know the strength of the earthquakes, this will still go to Godzilla Earth. And also the fact that it's more of an ability rather than a feat of strength. Anyways, so pretty easily strength goes to Godzilla Earth. Next up is speed. I'm just gonna say it now, it's Ultima. Now, while no means is Ultima fast, it's just that Earth is insanely slow. I mean, just look at Godzilla's city on the edge of battle. The entire point of the movie is the humans making a plan, and in order to do so, they needed to get away from Godzilla and to Mechagodzilla City. While they only got there in a few hours, it took Godzilla all day. So regardless of the lumbering fog machine that is Ultima, Earth is just mind-numbingly slow. For speed, Ultima slowly walks away with it. Next up is durability. Starting with Ultima. And while his best feat is tanking the military, such as tanks and planes, but that's about it. And I don't want to hear anybody like, oh, well, he traveled through dimensions to get to Earth, blah, blah, blah. We don't know, like, anything about the dimensions or how, like, vast they are and how impressive of a feat that is. So, yeah, that's about it for Ultima. Now into Earth. He, of course, has his well-known asymmetrically permeable shield. But more impressively is when he was first attacking. He didn't have a shield, and yet, even without it, he took over 150 nuclear warheads. With so much power, they literally defaced the US. So at the most ease of any of my versus battles so far, Earth steals durability. Next up is agility. Now, Godzilla Ultima was able to fight on par and react to both Jet Jaguar and Manda. Now, when I say on par, I don't mean, he was able to bend around like they can, but rather he is agile enough to grab them and push them around in combat. Next up is Earth, and, yeah, I don't think that's really a debate. The winner for agility is Ultima. Next up is their abilities. Starting with Ultima. He, of course, has his atomic breath. He also has the ability to evolve. In his Aquatis form, he is shown to have amphibiousness and pressure resistance, and most of his forms also boast the ability for archetype reduction and terraforming. His amphibia form is able to shoot out flammable ice breath. Flammable ice? What? And finally, his terrestrius form, which had blood tentacles and regeneration. Next up is Earth. His abilities include, of course, atomic breath, asymmetrically permeable shield, which is just an insane shield, super oscillating wave, aka screaming really, really loud, plasma cutter, or as I call it, the atomic tail swipe, which is powerful enough to cut through mountains and go for miles, metallic tissue, which grants him higher durability, regeneration, radiation emission, and finally, energy conversion, where if he has enough energy in his body, he can naturally convert it into heat, which can get upwards of 1,000 degrees Celsius. So when it comes to abilities, while they both have very useful ones, Earth just has much more powerful ones. So with mid difficulty, Earth takes it. Next up is general IQ. Now Ultima's a little funky to kind of, categorize in this, as what we see in the show is his avatar form, so it would be under control by his true form, but we could assume that his true form is relatively smart, showing he was able to plan out his avatar and what it was going to do, and also evolved itself to be able to survive on Earth. Next up is Godzilla Earth. In the novels, which take place right before the movie, he fights off many kaiju, and goes for all the major cities so he can, more effectively take over the planet. Once he had taken over, he evolved the Earth in his image, to the point where subspecies were made off of it, such as the Servrum and Godzilla Phileas. So for IQ, it's pretty evenly a tie. Next up is beam strength. Starting with Ultima. Now, for some reason, a lot of the community, especially kaiju games, he's always like, they're like, make him the strongest. I'm literally blocking. I think Ultima is the end-all be-all, especially when it comes to his beam, doing a lot of damage and being the most powerful attack. And I really don't understand why. I mean, in the show, it takes upwards of 4 seconds to get through a single building. 4 seconds! I mean, just look at Shin in comparison, and he's like one of the weakest Godzillas. Now look at Earth. And there's really just one feat we have to look at. When he fired his beam at Mechagodzilla City, Mechagodzilla's shield splits up and distributes it everywhere. Presumably, meaning each split would make it, much weaker than the full force beam. And yet still, even when split, the beams were able to deface a mountainside. So pretty easily, the winner for beam strength is Earth. And finally, onto terrain advantages. So firstly, what do I mean by this? Well, who has a more powerful domain? For example, Godzilla Earth has its growth, in which his cells cover and influence the Earth, making simple plant life hard enough to break knives from a simple touch. And then of course you have Ultima's Mist, in which it forced people to leave the city, and quickly killed off all the plant life and made its own. Now first I was gonna say Earth's plants should be durable enough to resist the red mist, but due to the insane speed which the mist grows, plus the fact that the red mist can just, grow and overwhelm Earth's plants, the mist is more effective than the Earth's plant growth. Now onto what's inside of their respective terrains. Now the mist's main form of attack would be the sheer amount of Rodans that live in it. Thankfully, Godzilla Earth has his own, that being the Servrum, which could take them on in a fight and most likely win due to their insane durability. But the Servrum can only do so much, as Ultima's Mist also brings in Gyrus, Salunga, Manda, Kumanga, Kamanga, Henenga, and Zenbunga. Zenbunga? What? And finally, it also brings the Meganula. Though, thankfully, Godzilla Earth's domain also has a final weapon, Godzilla Filius. We should be able to take out quite a few of these kaiju in Ultima's Mist. Now, while the kaiju from each domain is a tie, while Ultima has more, Earth's are just much stronger, Ultima's red mist could beat out Earth's plants. That was so difficult to say. That took like 17 tries. Please like the video. So the winner for terrain advantages is Ultima. So who wins? Well, with a score of 4-5, the winner with low difficulty is Godzilla Earth. Now sure, Ultima wants speed and agility, but by no means is he fast, and the agility wouldn't really help much given Earth's insane size over Ultima. Godzilla Earth could quickly get rid of, or at least, remove the red mist for a while, just by using his super oscillatory wave, as he could just move it out of the way and expose where Ultima is. And with a single tail swipe, or god forbid a beam, he would one-tap Ultima, due to his low durability, especially in comparison to Godzilla Earth's destructive capabilities. So yeah, Godzilla Guy once again adds nothing to an already dead debate. But at least the thumbnail is cool. Thank you all for watching. It means a lot that you took your time out of your day to watch my silly little Godzilla videos. And if you like Godzilla content or really anything kaiju related, consider subscribing. I upload weekly and I'm live all the time. Make sure to check out my other socials on screen. And as always, everybody, keep collecting. Godzilla Guy out. See ya.